It's one of the biggest dirty words in business, and it's what we got to call culture. A lot of people talk about it, not many people actually really know it. But the interesting foundational idea is that what really defines a culture inside of any business. And really, culture spreads through stories. Now, if you don't believe me, the brand new person comes into the office and they have to sit next to the worst person in the organization. The person who's checked out, doesn't really like the place anymore. And you know what? They start having this conversation and the director gets up there and gives the Braveheart speech of what we're going to go and do this year. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, but you should have seen what he did at the Christmas party. And before you know it, that little story that starts to become the culture of what really goes on inside of your business. Now, why this is an incredibly important part is that if you don't clearly define the type of culture of what it really means to be us, then how are you actually going to go to perform? Now, if you're going to pull on the jersey and you want to come and work inside of the Josh Vegan business, we're guided by a very clear principled level of leadership about what the values are inside of our business. We've got a very clear purpose of what we're here to do, to never stop improving, to help people to go to perform at the highest levels. And in addition to that, we have a very clear mission about specific things that we're going to do in the business, whether or not that be the number of events that we do, or the number of people that we coach, or how we go to perform at our best in the markets that we work out around the world. Now, why this is the important conversation is that people have got to pull on that jersey and they need to know how to behave, they need to know how to act, and they need to know what to do because they're representing me, they're representing the brand in market, and they need to be able to represent it at the highest levels so that we can perform at the best in everything that we do. And that's why an organization that doesn't have clarity about its purpose, doesn't actually have a very specific mission that it's chasing this year in terms of total number of customers served, total revenue, market share, profitability, overall saleable value, you get the idea. And in addition to that, doesn't have a rock solid set of values, is ultimately going to be weak in market. And then this is an important conversation because then when you think about it, the business has got to have a very clear set of strategies about what it's actually going to do this year to win. And that's about really exploiting strengths and opportunities and making sure that you go to perform at the highest levels. Now, if you go and have a look inside of any organization, you don't need any values until all of a sudden the moment that an event occurs and how you actually behave during the course of that event tells me everything about what's actually going on inside the organization. And this is why it's really important that I love this sign from the Australian Army, and they shine a light on it at 4 a.m. every morning, and it says, remember, you joined us, we didn't join you. And that's why it's a really important foundational piece. If you walk into your organization today and go up to 5 different people and say, hey, I want you to tell me what is it that really defines us as a business? What would you say our culture is all about? What are actually the values in the organization? What's the current mission that we're looking to achieve? And what's really the purpose of the business of what we actually do here? And when you do all of that, that's when things will rapidly change in your organization because you've got a rock solid set of principles that define the culture of your business.